Hey there, cool cats and hip kittens. I'm your boy Catfish, and I'm the host of the Cat Blues Radio Hour. Join me each and every week as I have a special guest that shares their songs along with music that has influenced them and their musical career. Available on 99.1 KLBP FM Long Beach Public Radio and available on the web at klbp.org. Make sure you turn it up real loud and celebrate the blues.
The blues is how you've been treated.
Everybody understands the blues. I got the blues. Y'all got the blues.
You're tuned to the Cat Blues Radio Hour.
Recording live from somewhere.
And I want my favorite DJ to give everybody the word.
Would you please welcome my brother from another mother? It is Catfish.
Great jumping Catfish. Just turn it up real loud and celebrate the blues.
Well, he's playing the blues, and I got a lot of them every day.
This violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Hey everyone, this is Mozzy Dee, and you're listening to the Cat Blues Radio Hour.
Hey there, cool cats and hip kittens. You're tuned to the Cat Blues Radio Hour, available on 99.1 KLBP FM Long Beach Public Radio and available on the web at klbp.org. Happy New Year to each and every one of you, and thank you for tuning into this great channel, and thank you for supporting all the other great shows, especially this one. And we are celebrating over 5 years of the Cat Blues Radio Hour broadcasting around the world. And on this episode, I have a special guest. As you know, each and every time I reach out to some amazing artists, and this amazing female vocalist, singer-songwriter is on a long-distance call, and she is nominated for an Ameripolitan Music Award. Miss Mozzy Dee, thank you, my friend, for being on the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, Happy New Year.
and, you know, let's talk about Orale, the top of the show, the first song we heard at the top of the show.
Yes, Orale. It's a title track to my new album, my debut album, actually.
Great.
And it was a song that I hold very dear to my heart because it's a song that we were going to scrap, actually. It's a baby of mine, and my co-writer Eddie Clendenning from Eddie Clendenning and the Blue Ribbon Boys.
Yes.
Yeah. We threw it together as a duo because I had written it and I couldn't figure out the melody. I was stuck in the one. I don't know if that like that's a term that musicians have, where it was just stuck, and Eddie just molded it together for me and was like, okay, let me figure it out. Give it to me. Send me the lyrics. I'll figure it out for you. And he put it together and he sang it to me. He sang it back to me, and I was like, that's it.
Wow.
That's exactly what I wanted. And he got that Latin heat mixed in there and exactly what I needed.
Nice.
And then Guido Tries on the album is the percussionist, and he put in the Guido, and he it was just such a great mix. Lawless Noise and Vision is the production company out of Las Vegas, Nevada, where we recorded, and it was just so dynamically perfect.
Yes.
And it just came together so great, and I'm just so proud of that song.
Yeah, you have brand new T-shirts I saw on Instagram that you released as well too, promoting this great song.
Yes, they're just released, and they should be out to order on my Bandcamp page and my website.
Great.
Just to get a hold of me over there.
Yeah.
On any of my social media pages too. So it does have the title track on there saying Orale by Mozzy Dee.
Wonderful, wonderful. And to La Raza listening, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for supporting this great artist. And we also want to let you know, support Bopflix as well, because that's how I found Miss Mozzy Dee. Great little video. When was that video recorded?
It was recorded at last year's Ameripolitan Awards, actually, in 2023.
Great.
And we recorded it at the guest house at Graceland in their VIP lounge.
Yes.
It was so awesome. I got to record with Eddie Clendenning, Amy Griffin, Dakota Collins, and Sean Young from High Noon.
I know all those people. They're great.
Yeah. It was an all-star band.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the next great song we're going to listen to by you, of course, Mess Around. Tell me about this one.
Mess Around was written by my good friend Luke Metz, who was also on my album. He is a bass guitarist. He is also the bass guitarist for Shanda and the Howlers.
Yes.
And he writes a lot of their music as well. You can tell it's just a little bit of that style in there.
Good.
Where it's a rhythm and blues kind of beat. And I really love the messaging in this song because it's kind of giving the power to the woman.
Yes.
And saying that she wants just a little playful action with the guy, you know?
Right.
And not be committed because, hey, girls can do the same thing too. Like,
yeah.
And that's just like how it is nowadays, you know, like women have the power to do anything they want. And that's just like a women's empowerment song to me. So I really love that song. It's so nice. And I'm so happy that he gave it to me to be able to put on the album. I'm really proud of it.
I was going to say, with a lot of the past female blues artists, a lot of their songs were like this. They were trying to empower and basically say, we're just as strong as these men are, and we can write amazing songs, and we can talk about making love and that. Why not, you know?
Exactly. I mean, I guess it's like been viral on TikTok where there's some like old blues music from like the 1920s and 10s coming out where there's some women laying it out flat, you know, like
right, for sure.
They're saying what they want and they're saying it nice and dirty, you know?
Right. No,
I'm saying it a little more subtle than this song.
Oh, yeah,
but,
no, that's great. No, of course, it's a tale as old as time. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to let you know that you're listening to the Cat Blues Radio Hour, available on 99.1 KLBP FM Long Beach Public Radio and available on the web at klbp.org. Happy New Year to each and every one of you, and Mozzy Dee is on the line, and we are celebrating her great latest releases. And of course, we're going to let you know about the Metropolitan Awards, that you can go check her out there as well. We want to make sure you turn it up real loud and celebrate the blues. Thanks for listening. There is one name that helps me look and smell good at all times. Suavecito Pomade. They have grooming products for all you cool cats and hip kittens. Go to suavecito.com and order today. Gifts for the familia or just for you. Also find their products at local barbershops and beauty salons. Suavecito. Get it, hombre. This is the Cat Blues Radio Hour, available on 99.1 KLBP FM Long Beach Public Radio and available on the web at klbp.org. Once again, Happy New Year's to those who are just joining us. Miss Mozzy Dee is on the line. Long distance call, and it is a pleasure and an honor to speak with her and celebrate her new music. And of course, congratulations on the nomination for the Metropolitan Award, second nomination. We want that win, right?
Yes, hopefully. Hopefully I take it this year.
Yes, let's not jinx it, but let's go ahead and talk about Darling Baby by the Elgins and My Dearest Darling by Etta James. Tell me about these two songs.
These two are reminiscent of the lowrider oldies that I grew up with in El Paso, Texas, where I'm from.
Yes.
And El Chuco is what we like to call it because it's Chuco Town, you know, where the Pachuco is known to have been created in I believe Tintan was based out of there or had roots over in Juarez. And it's just right across the border. And we just always went to the cruises in Ascarate Park in El Paso, Texas, me and my dad.
Wow.
And the Elgins' Darling Baby is just so reminiscent of those times for me when I was a kid. And we would go to the cruises and just hang out with the lowriders and all of the homies and in the Lower Valley, you know.
Yeah. That
was my hood, you know. So it's just the dynamic of the El Paso raza, you know. And it has a lot to do with Motown incorporating into that as well. Like we have to really give props to the Black community for being able to contribute to that dynamic as well. And it's so nice how that cultural influence has really blended together. Right. And it's just like how we've bonded, I think, as two communities together, you know?
True.
And that's really prominent in El Paso, Texas, where the community is just so blended there. And it reminds me a lot of home. So I love those two songs because of it. And they've really influenced me as an artist because, just the vocals on both of those songs.
Right.
Etta James is just iconic, of course. I just hold her in such a high regard. She's one of my all-time idols when it comes to her vocal stylings, you know?
Yes. Absolutely. I would like to give a shout out to the 915 Pachucos because I met them a long time ago when I went out there and I played with Pachuco Jose and some other great artists.
Yes. Yeah, Pachuco Jose does like go there very often, actually. My friend Michelle has had him out there too to perform.
Right. Let's go ahead and talk about the Aretha Franklin song that you chose. I've never loved a man the way I love you. Go ahead, tell me about this one.
Yes. Oh, God. Aretha Franklin. Like, what can you say more than just, like, she is just so iconic. When she passed away, I cried because she really is a legend. And, again, she was one of my idols as a vocal artist. And just the way she sings, her voice is just, there's no way anybody can duplicate that.
Right.
She sings with such passion and it's so deep and guttural and it's just you can feel her pain when she was going through these things.
Right.
And now that we know her story with like the movie that came out about her and like and other stuff that's happened to her throughout her life, we know like the tales between these songs, like or behind these songs. And it just I can empathize with her in so many ways. Right. And it just tells the tale of like so many women nowadays that go through the whole thing as well, you know, just loving a man so much, even though he hurts you so much.
Right.
Even though people tell you to stay away, there's no way you're going to learn until you find out the hard way.
Right.
And I've just been through that myself. You know, I think it's indicative in my album because I write my story. I write my life with my music. And she did that too. Yeah. And I've never loved a man the way I love you is what she was going through at the time. So that's why I love it.
Yeah. I mean, Aretha Franklin's amazing. And I think the thing is, with a lot of us older performers and performers that have been doing it for so long, you know, we have influences like this. And at the same time, love songs are not as easy to come by, especially nowadays. So to be able to tell your story or hear that from the past, it's very rare.
Yes, exactly.
Well, we want to go ahead and let everyone know that they're listening to the Cat Blues Radio Hour, available on 99.1 KLBP FM Long Beach Public Radio, and available on the web at klbp.org. Miss Mozzy Dee is on the line, ladies and gentlemen. And we are in for a treat because she's going to share another great song, and we're going to hear another great song by her, and of course, some more influential tracks as well. So make sure you turn it up real loud and celebrate the blues. Thanks for listening.
Hey there, cool cats and hip kittens. I'm your boy Catfish, and I'm the host of the Cat Blues Radio Hour. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, even if you have any shout-outs, go ahead and email me at catbluesradio@gmail.com. That's BLUZ. And of course, you can also follow me on Instagram, Cat Blues Radio Hour, where if you missed a show, do not fear. You can catch some of the past episodes on Mixcloud. Just make sure you turn it up real loud. Celebrate the blues.
Comadres y Comics Podcast is a podcast hosted by three Latinas, Sarah, Kristen, and Jen.
We highlight women and the Latinx presence in the comic book industry as creators, characters, and fans.
Every week, you'll hear Chisme de la Semana on what's happening in the comic book world.
You'll learn about books, shows, and other comic and Latinx-related media that is on our radar.
And you'll enjoy both comic books and a beer review and receive information on creators of marginalized groups in our segments Juntos y Fuertes and En la Librería.
Find us at comadresycomics.com or subscribe to Comadres y Comics wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
You're listening to the Cat Blues Radio Hour, available on 99.1 KLBP FM Long Beach Public Radio, and available on the web at klbp.org. Once again, Happy New Year, my friends. If you're just joining us, Miss Mozzy Dee is on the line on a long-distance phone call. And again, I'm so happy to have her on the show and to celebrate her newest nomination for the Metropolitan Music Awards. We're going to talk about that more soon and let you know how you can get a hold of her and her music. I Don't Know by Ruth Brown. Let's talk about that great song we just heard, along with Going Steady by Farron Young. Tell me about these two amazing songs.
Well, Ruth Brown, again, is also a really iconic person for anybody who's into the rhythm and blues of the 1960s and 50s. And she is a huge influence on a lot of my colleagues in the scene and myself.
Right.
Because her songs are just so like upbeat and up tempo and like iconic, and like she can get you on the dance floor. And she was singing about stuff too back then that she wasn't supposed to be singing about. And she was a Black singer that was singing for like people that she wasn't supposed to be singing for, and just making moves and putting out so many great songs and just making a legend of herself in a time where oppression was very prominent for Black artists, you know, and it's just so mesmerizing in her ways of performing when you see old videos of hers.
Right.
And this song in particular, though, is just so sexy. Like it's just like, it's like one of those like songs that give you chills up your spine, you know. And it's a song also too that you can tell like she wrote it in particular about somebody she was thinking about, you know, like. And it's one of those like kind of naughty songs, but it's not like very, very bad, you know. It was still very PC, but it was still very like, wow, what is she talking about? For back then, it was pretty. It was not that conventional, you know.
Right. A lot of it is implied. It's kind of like, you know, it's an entendre of what, you know, maybe that, maybe this, but
and it was very like, oh God, should I give in to this guy? Should I let him take over like my soul, you know, like, oh my God, I'm so crazy about him.
Right.
And it's just the beat, and it's just like, it's just so slow. And the musicianship on this recording is like, wow.
Yeah.
It's very hard to find musicians that can play like that right nowadays, you know?
Yeah.
And it's very hard to find.
Right.
So I just love this song so much. As far as the Faring Young song, Faring Young is like a really iconic country music artist, but this song in particular is so rockabilly.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's Going Steady is actually recorded in two different versions.
Okay.
This version is the more rockin' version, and I love this version.
Yeah.
Because of it. Because it's more like the rockabilly version. And I was just like blown away at this version because I've only ever heard the other one. It's very like slow and very like, ballad, like a honky tonk ballad. And this one was very like, I guess this is the original recording, and I had only heard the other one that was more modern.
Right.
And I think the more modern one is the honky tonk ballad that he sang in the late 60s, early 70s, I believe.
Right.
This one was recorded in the 50s, and that's when he was more of rock and roll.
Right.
And this one is like the recording that I think I'm going to try to cover one day.
Great.
I'm going to try to sing this song next year. I got booked for a Honky Tonk Tuesday in Nashville.
Great.
At the American Legion. So I'm going to try to sing this song for that particular event because I love it so much. Because rockabilly is honky tonk mixed with rock and roll.
Yes.
So
this
is the epitome of that, I think.
Excellent.
And that's why I picked it, because it's rockabilly like to the T.
Well, I'm excited about talking about this next great song because we had a cassette with the Texas Tornadoes. So tell me about this. Who were you thinking of? Come on, tell me about this one.
I picked this song because, for one, at the Ameripolitan Awards this year, we're honoring the Texas Tornadoes.
Wow.
And I think it's just such a great idea that they are honoring them because they deserve it so much. I grew up with the Texas Tornadoes all of my life.
Wow.
I grew up with them at quinceañeras, at parties, barbecues, my tío's backyard when we were swinging. You know, like I grew up with Texas Tornadoes all of my life. And this song in particular just makes me want to dance every time I listen to it. Who are you thinking of?
Yeah.
And I recently had a little video made on my TikTok of me dancing to this song.
Great.
Who are you thinking of? Just reminds me of my Theo Charlie. He also recently has been having some medical issues, and I wanted something to dedicate to him also.
Good.
Because he is a huge fan of the Texas Tornadoes. So I hope that I can meet them when I'm at the Ameripolitan Awards and get him a signature, an autograph or something, because it would blow him away.
Yeah, excellent. Well, we want to go ahead and let everyone know that they're listening to the Cat Blues Radio Hour, available on 99.1 KLBP FM Long Beach Public Radio, and available on the web at klbp.org. Miss Mozzy Dee is on the line, ladies and gentlemen. Hold tight, because we're going to hear another great song by her as well. So just make sure you turn it up real loud and celebrate the blues. Thanks for listening.
The Cat Blues Radio Hour is on the air Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Available on 99.1 KLBP FM Long Beach Public Radio and available on the web at klbp.org. Make sure you turn it up real loud and celebrate the blues.
Hey everybody, it's Johnny Mastro down here in New Orleans.
Hey music lovers, this is Curtis Salgado.
Yo, this is the one and only Strider, aka the Hip Hop Trooper.
Hey everybody, this is Doug McLeod.
Hey, this is Deb Ryder.
Hey, this is Junior Watson.
Hello everybody, this is Bill Stuvey.
This is Dennis Grunling.
Yo, what's up? This is Cut Chemist, straight out of Los Angeles.
Hi, this is Rick Estrin, and you're listening to the Cat Blues Radio Hour.
You're tuned to the Cat Blues Radio Hour, available on 99.1 KLBP FM Long Beach Public Radio and available on the web at klbp.org. My friends, if you are just joining us, well, you missed another great show, but do not fear. Miss Mozzy Dee is still here. It's been an honor, a treat, and a pleasure to speak with her and celebrate her new nomination and also listen to new music. We're going to hear another great song by her as well, but let's talk about these last two songs that she selected, of course. Don't Let No One Get You Down by War. And of course, There's a Light That Never Goes Out by the Smiths. Tell me about these two great songs.
Yes, Don't Let No One Get You Down by War is one of my anthems. If I walked into a room and they had to play a song, that would be my song.
Nice. Excellent.
Yeah, I would pick that song. And I think that's my anthem because I try to tell that to myself every day.
Good.
As a musician that's just starting out, started not really just starting out. I've been doing it for a while, maybe about 6 years, but just starting to get my feet grounded, and my debut album's just out, and really trying to make a name for myself. I try to just keep my eyes focused on the prize, you know what I mean? Like my goals for the future.
Yeah.
And Don't Let No One Get You Down is exactly what you need to tell yourself when you're doing this in the industry, you know?
Right.
And my dad is my mom and my dad are both huge War fans. I mean, I grew up with this music as well.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me, it's so reminiscent of my heritage as well, like the Latin beats in it, the 70s like styled music in there. It's such a great anthem. It gets me in the mood to just like conquer, you know?
Yeah.
And it just reminds me of my mom and dad.
Good.
And they really like brought me up to be the person I am.
Yeah.
And it's a great anthem, reminder of my heritage, a reminder of who I am, of who I was brought up to be, and the musician and person that I've become.
Great. Tell me about the Smith song.
Oh, the Smiths, of course.
Uh-huh.
I have to at least pay tribute to the Smiths.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I am called Mozzy for a reason.
Yes. Yes.
Mozzy Dee was developed because I have a tattoo of Morrissey on my forearm. I have Sing Your Life tattooed on my wrist, and then I still have I'm on my arm. And then on the back of my neck is There Is a Light That Never Goes Out.
Great.
That song is my favorite Smith song.
Nice.
It's one of those songs where it's like a happy-go-lucky song, but then you're listening to the lyrics and you're like, what? What did he just say? Like,
yes.
If a double-decker bus crashes into us to die by your side, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like one of those romantic songs, but it's like very cynical and very like what it's the way he says it is very like, I guess like if we died together, I would love to die with you.
Sure,
you know,
sure. Yeah.
And it's just very like the way that the Smiths have always done their music. It's very straightforward. It's very like, I'm not going to BS you.
Right.
This is just how life is.
Right.
And I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it.
Right.
And sometimes it's nice, but most of the time it's not.
Right.
And it's okay to talk about it. And you should talk about it. I mean, we're all going to go through this life together. Might as well just talk about how we're suffering together, you know?
Right.
And it's okay to talk about it, and it's okay to talk about your feelings. And I think that's why the Mexican community loved it so much, because as a Latino, or even Latinos in general, as a Latino community, I feel like we embrace masculinity so much and the machismo-ness too much that men and women both love that these men throw that out the window. So they express their feelings. Right. They dance and sway like no one, like they don't care who's watching. And these lyrics like tell their feelings. They tell their emotions.
Right, right.
So this is why us Latinos, Mexicanos love the Smiths. Right. And that's why I love them too. So
yes.
This is why I love the way that they write their lyrics, and that's the way that my song Indeed also does it too. Like it's a very happy-go-lucky song, but it's not talking about a happy-go-lucky subject.
Right.
So
right.
There's a Light That Never Goes Out is just like that.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and let everyone know how we can get a hold of you and your music. Go ahead and let everyone know.
You can find me on all of the online streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. And I also have a Bandcamp page, and you can find me online at mozzydmusic.com.
Excellent. We're going to go ahead and send everyone on their way down the digital highway. And you've already started to tell us about Indeed, the next great song that we're going to go ahead and hear right now. If you want to go ahead and let us know a little more about the song, go ahead.
Yeah, Indeed is, like I said, Indeed is a song that I wrote after a breakup. And it's influenced by like the writings of Morrissey and the Smiths, where it's a happy-go-lucky song.
Right.
And it's not very it's not a very happy subject. I'm kind of mad, actually.
Right. I understand.
So it's just a breakup song and saying, like, I'm not going to put up with it anymore. I'm moving on.
Right.
So it's a great anthem for women, too.
Good.
I think. And at the end, it's saying, I'm out the door.
Right.
I found someone else, and goodbye.
That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, LBC means love, bond, and care for each other. We hope you all stay safe and healthy. As always, come back and check out more great artists right here on the Cat Blues Radio Hour, available on 99.1 KLBP FM Long Beach Public Radio and available on the web at klbp.org. Also, check out past episodes that are archived on Mixcloud, my friends. Over 100 great episodes of great interviews with amazing artists, plus more great artists coming your way. Make sure you follow great artists like Miss Mozzy Dee and check her out at the Metropolitan Music Awards and follow this amazing artist and support her great music. But again, we hope you all have a great rest of the night. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. And thank you again, Miss Mozzy Dee, for being on the line.
Thank you so much for your support. Thank you.
You're tuned to the Cat Blues Radio Hour.